Season 3 is officially here, and I'm going to show you guys the top 3 best builds in NBA 2K26. All of these builds are super well-rounded and can dominate every single game mode. So if you're looking for a guard build, a lockdown, or even a center build, you found the right video. Just do me a favor, leave a like and subscribe for more build videos. Starting off with build number 1, I like to call this my point center build. This build is absolutely amazing. I've been using it. I have not dropped a random rec video on it yet, but I will pretty soon. All right. Now for the position, we're going to go center. For the height, we're going to go 6'9". All right. For the weight, make sure you go 264 pounds. And for the wingspan, go 6'10". So this build's going to be based around 8 to 9 cap breakers. I have an even better version because I have 14 cap breakers, but I feel like the average person has around, you know, anywhere between 7 to 10 cap breakers at this time of the year. But again, this build is only meant for 8 to 9. So if you have more cap breakers, you can make this build even more overpowered. Now we're going to start off with the physicals. Now for the speed rating, we're going to go ahead and put this all the way up to a 75 on my actual build for this that has 14 cap breakers. I have it at a 77, but since I'm making this for people who have, like, you know, 8 to 9 cap breakers, we're going to put it at a 75. For the agility, we're going to go ahead and put this all the way up to a 71. This is going to give us bronze pick dodger. Once we, you know, upgrade our defense, you guys are going to see we actually get that badge. And for the strength rating, we're going to put this all the way up to an 83. This is actually going to give us brick wall on silver. You know, once we upgrade our defense again, we're going to get immovable enforcer and all those good badges. But the main reason why we're going with an 83 strength is to get bronze, my bad, not bronze, silver brick wall. And for the vertical on this build, we're going to put this at an 88 so we can get legend pogo stick. This is going to help us, you know, just get lots of rebounds. Also, the high vertical is going to help us out with blocks as well. So we're going to go with an 88 vertical. Now for the pass accuracy on this build, we're going to put this up to an 87. I play a lot of random rec, so I feel like, you know, 87 is perfect because you can launch it down the court with gold break starter. If you don't play rec and you want to bring this down, feel free to. You know, 76 pass accuracy, 71 if you want. I just think it's super important if you play 3s or 5s to have at least an 87 pass accuracy. Now, for the ball handle and for the speed with ball, we are going to leave this at a 61, and we're going to leave the speed with ball rating at a 56. We're going to apply 5 cap breakers to ball handle. That is going to bring it from 61 all the way up to 80 ball handle, which is going to allow you to unlock some of the craziest dribble moves. You know what I mean? Just the good dribble moves that you need, like Vince Carter step back, Jimmy Butler escape. It's going to give you really good dribbling badges. I'm telling you. It's going to give you an 80 ball handle. So put 5 cap breakers on ball handle. Now for the speed with ball rating, like I said, it's going to be at a 56, and we're going to apply 2 cap breakers to this rating, and it's going to give us a 68 speed with ball, which unlocks lightning launch on bronze, which later on you can actually max +2 that to get it to gold lightning launch. Also want to let you guys know that something huge is happening Friday night at 6 o'clock. Woj is going live on the Fnatic Live app to open up a super rare 2009 to 2010 basketball card box. And it might just have the one-of-one rookie Steph Curry that everyone has been looking for forever. No one has ever seen it pulled, so if it shows up, it's worth an insane amount of money. They're even giving away packs to viewers, so you could literally get it for free. I'll be watching with all of you guys on Twitch at 6 p.m. East Coast on Friday. Pull up and let's see if they finally find this mystery card. Now moving on to the shooting, we're going to bring our 3-point rating all the way up to an 89, and we are going to use another cap breaker to get that to 90. Of course, you get great badges like set shot on Hoff, dead eye on silver, limitless range on silver. It's really good. Shifty shooter on silver as well. But we are going to use our 8th cap breaker on 3-point shot to get it to 90 in case you guys do want to use deep bomber takeover ability, which is one of the best ones in the game, probably the best takeover ability in the game. So yeah, this build so far is going to get a 90 3-point shot. It's going to be crazy. We're going to leave the mid-range at a 79. I don't think you really need a high mid-range this year to green consistently. So we're going to leave this at a 79, 3-point shot 89, 1 cap breaker to get it to 90. And then we're going to bring our free throw rating all the way up to a 70. We had some leftover attributes. We're going to throw it in free throw. Now moving on to the finishing, we're going to leave the close shot at a 69, and we're going to bring the driving layup all the way up to a 70 so we can get physical finisher on bronze. Now for the driving dunk on this build, we're going to go ahead and bring this all the way up to an 89 to unlock a couple contact dunk animations. Again, with this high vertical, it's going to unlock the contact dunks as well. So 89 driving dunk on this build is absolutely insane. And we're going to leave the standing dunk at a 54, and we're going to leave the post control at a 48. I'm not really in the post like that, and You don't really need a high standing dunk this year. I don't even recommend meter dunking, standing meter dunks. There's no point. Just do it with the button. Now for the defense on this build, for the interior, we're going to put at a 74 so we get post lockdown on bronze. We're going to bring the perimeter all the way up to an 82. This is super helpful because we do unlock silver challenger. Again, this is a point center build. It can do everything. You know what I mean? It can guard the paint. You guys are going to see once our block rating is up, but this build can, you know, it can guard point guards, it can guard centers. It's just a well-rounded all-around build. Now for the steal rating, we're going to put this all the way up to a 60. I really wanted to get silver interceptor to get up to 73. Again, use this build as a template, change things if you guys want, but I just felt like a 60 steal was fine. I get in the lanes pretty well on this build, so we're going to leave this at a 60. Now for the block, however, we are going to bring this all the way up to an 84 to get silver paint patroller. Now guys, I know you guys think, you know, the block might be a little bit too low. I promise you it is not. I average 3 to 4 blocks a game in random rec on this build. You really don't need anything higher. All right, obviously the block rating is super important, but this high vertical is going to allow you to get those blocks, if that makes sense. I think vertical is just as important as the block rating in 2K26. So with an 88 vertical and with an 84 block, you're going to be sending it out the paint, I promise. And for the offensive rebound rating, we're going to leave this at a 70. And for the defensive rebound rating, we're going to bring this all the way up to a 91. Okay, now we are going to use our 9th and final cap breaker on defensive rebound to get it to 92, so we can unlock gold rebound chaser, which you could eventually max +2 and get it on legend. But yeah, this is the build right here. Again, we got 5 cap breakers on ball handle, which is going to bring it all the way up to an 80. We got 2 cap breakers on speed with ball to get it to 68, so we can get silver lightning launch, which we could max +2, get it on gold. And we also have 1 cap breaker on 3-point shot to get it to 90, so we can get that deep bomber takeover ability. And we got our 9th and final cap breaker on defensive rebound to get that to 92, so we can get gold rebound chaser. Overall, this build is insane. It can get rebounds, it can guard the paint, it can guard centers, it can guard point guards, it can dribble, it can pass, it can shoot deep bomber shots, and it can get contact dunks too. This build is absolutely insane. So let's go ahead and show you guys the build name. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. This build name is called an inside out break starter, and once you apply the cap breakers, you're eventually going to get a different name. But yeah, this build is super dope. I think this is one of my favorite builds. I cannot wait to make some random rec content on this build. But let's go ahead and get into build number 2. Next up is one of my favorite 6'6" builds that you could possibly make in 2K26. Now, I always say use these builds as a template, change anything you guys want depending on the mode you play style, etc. Now, this is my only exception. If you want this build exactly optimized, you have to make it, or fully optimized, you have to make it exactly how I'm about to make it right now, okay? For the position, go point guard, height 6'6", weight 190, and wingspan go 6'8". Now this build is going to be based off of 10 cap breakers. Now for the pass accuracy, we're going to bring this all the way up to a 76. Now the reason we can't bring this any higher at first is because it's basically gonna mess up the process of the cap breaker method, okay? So we gotta leave the pass accuracy at a 76. Now this is where it gets super crazy and where I'm gonna show you guys to put the cap breakers. For the ball handle, we're gonna leave this at a 68. We're gonna apply 5 cap breakers on ball handle, and it's gonna go from 68 all the way to 86. And the same thing for speed with ball. We're gonna apply another set of 5 cap breakers on speed with ball. It's gonna bring it from a 71 all the way up to an 86. So it's gonna give us all the good dribbling badges. I know it's not showing it right now, but I promise you, after you apply these 10 total cap breakers, you're gonna have that 86 ball handle, and you're also gonna get 86 speed with ball, which is gonna give you gold lightning launch, which you can max +1, max +2, see what you wanna do with it. Now for the 3-point rating, we're gonna bring this up to a 90. The reason why we're doing that is to get deep bomber takeover ability. It is the best one in the game. All right, we're going with a 90 3-point shot, and we also get some really good badges along with that. Now for the mid-range, we're gonna put this all the way up to a 91. Now we get gold shifty shooter, which is very good. Once you guys do, earn more cap breakers, or if you already have more than 10, you could actually apply 2 more to get your mid-range rating all the way up to a 93, so you can get Hall of Fame shifty shooter, which is even better. But yeah, this build is strictly for 10 cap breakers. All right, so we're gonna leave it at a 91 for right now. And for the free throw rating on this build, we're gonna put this all the way up to a 70. For the interior defense rating, we're going to put this at a 60. It's a solid rating. You'll get some pretty decent stops. Obviously, it won't be too consistent, but against other guards, 60 interior is pretty valid. Now, For the perimeter defense, this is where it gets really good. We're going to bring the perimeter all up to a 92 to get gold challenger. Again, all these badges, you can decide to max +1 or max +2, any of these defensive badges, offensive badges, if you want, okay? Now, you have to have a 92. It's very specific, okay? There's a reason why I'm going 92. I tried to make this build with an 85 perimeter, with a 68 ball handle and a 71 speed with ball, and you do not get the cap breakers that you want, okay? It's not gonna give you a crazy cap breaker boost if you bring your perimeter defense back down to an 85. It has to be a 92. So remember that when you're making this build, all right? Now for the steal rating, I'm gonna put this all the way up to an 85 because I want that gold interceptor. It's definitely gonna help out a lot. And for the block rating, we're going to put this at a 68 so we get high flying denier on bronze. Once we upgrade our physicals, you guys are going to see we actually do get that. All right, now for the speed on this build, we're going to have this at an 86. And for the agility, we're going to bring this all the way up to an 85. And for the strength rating, we're going to put this at a 71. Pretty solid. We get a movable enforcer on bronze, which is going to be very good. And for the vertical, we're going to put this at an 80. Okay, the reason why we're doing that is so eventually, once I do upgrade my driving dunk, which you guys are going to see in a second, once I upgrade it even more, if I want to apply more future cap breakers to that, I'll be able to get gold posterizer because I have an 80 vertical. Now for the driving dunk on this build, we're going to put this at an 86. And I know it's a super awkward, weird number because 87, you get silver posterizer, and I do believe maybe one contact dunk. But I tried making this build with an 87 driving dunk, and you do not get the cap breaker boost for ball handle and speed with ball. So future cap breakers, if you want to put it on mid-range on this build, or an 86 driving dunk to put it up to 87 or even 89, 93 future cap breakers, feel free to. But for right now, we're going to leave this at an 86. And for the stand dunk, we're going to put this all the way up to a 40, and we're going to leave the post control at a 31. For the defensive rebound rating, we're going to put this all the way up to a 70, and we're going to bring the offensive rebound rating all the way up to a 61. And here is the build, ladies and gentlemen. And again, in case you skipped all the way through and just wanted to see the full build, we're putting 5 cap breakers on ball handle. It's going to be an 86. We're putting 5 cap breakers on speed with ball. That's going to be an 86 as well. And that's basically it. If you want to apply more cap breakers in the future on this build, you can put it on driving dunk if you want. You can put it on steal if you want. Pass accuracy, mid-range, totally up to you. But yeah, this build is a super well-rounded build. So let's go ahead and show you guys what the build name is. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. This build is called a two-way 3-level scorer. Not like, you know, the best name. Eventually, you know, your cap breakers will change the name. But overall, this is pretty solid. Let's go ahead and get into the next build. Real quick, our partners at DraftKings Pick 6 has a deal that you do not want to miss out on. Thanksgiving is right around the corner, and DraftKings is celebrating in a big way. If you're a new DraftKings customer and you sign up with code Cole and make a $5 play on your first paid entry, they'll give you $50 in credits instantly. DraftKings is also offering all customers a gimme pick for the Cowboys versus Chiefs game on November 24th through the 27th. The Cowboys quarterback just needs to get at least 1 passing yard. This is a 99% off gimme pick, and that sounds like a pretty good deal to me. Pick 6 is DraftKings' newest fantasy game, and it's the easiest way to play for big wins. It's super simple. Just pick more or less on any player's stats. And it's available in all of the orange states on the map. And Pick 6 is different from all the other apps. You're not playing against the house. You're playing against other players and the biggest payouts that you can find. So don't forget to sign up with code Cole because new customers who make a $5 play on their first paid entry will receive $50 in credits instantly. And once again, shout out to DraftKings Pick 6 for sponsoring today's video. Now, this next build is the most overpowered center build in 2K26. I genuinely mean that. I cannot wait to show you guys how this works. All right, now for the position, we're going to go center, obviously. For the height, we're going 7'1". That is the tallest you can go to get the 93-point shot, which is going to allow you to unlock the deep bomber takeover ability. All right, so for the weight, we're going 227 pounds. For the wingspan, we're going to go 7'1". Now, the crazy thing about this build is you only need 5 cap breakers. That's it. That's it, man. 5 cap breakers, and this build is super overpowered. You guys can choose if you have more cap breakers where you guys want to put, you know, whether it's in defense, playmaking, rebounding, physicals, finishing, whatever you want to do, okay? You only need 5 cap breakers. All right, now, 5 cap breakers is going to be going into the 3-point shot. We're going to bring the 3-point shot all the way up to a 70. Yes, if you apply 5 cap breakers on this build to the 3-point shot rating, you are going to have a 93-point rating, which is going to give you the bomber takeover ability. Now, for the mid-range rating on this build, I brought this up to an 80 because you have you know, a lot of extra attributes left over. So I went ahead and put it in mid-range, which is going to give us an 80 mid-range rating. For the free throw rating, based on how I made the build, I left this at a 69. And something I forgot to mention on this build, you are going to have Deep Bomber Takeover ability. If you want a max +2 limitless range, you could have that on Hall of Fame, which is absolutely insane. And I believe your set shot specialist is probably, I think you could even max +2 that if you want, and get that on legend. So 7'1", Hall of Fame limitless, gold limitless, or even legend set shot specialist is absolutely insane, bro. It's crazy. Now let's talk about the finishing on this build. We're gonna bring the close shot up to an 82. It's naturally gonna go up that high. I'm not just randomly putting it there, but for the close shot, it's gonna be an 82. For the driving layup on this build, this is gonna be a 70, and this is gonna help us get physical finisher on bronze once we upgrade our strength and all that good stuff you guys are gonna see. For the driving dunk on this build, we're gonna go ahead and max it out. We're gonna have an 80 driving dunk. Not only, which you guys are gonna see in a second, can we stand dunk, but we can also get driving dunks, which is gonna be crazy, which is gonna be very helpful, especially once we upgrade our playmaking, ball handle, and speed with ball attributes. Now for the stand dunk on this build, like I just said, we're gonna bring this up to a 90. So we're gonna get crazy stand dunks as well. Okay, once we upgrade our vertical and all that stuff, we're gonna get gold rise up, which is gonna be super nice, super helpful. All right, and the post control on this build, we get an 87 post control, which is gonna give us post up poet on gold. I'm telling you guys right now, this build can literally do everything. You guys are gonna see once we're done creating the build. Now moving on to the playmaking. For the pass accuracy, we're gonna put this all the way up to an 87. Again, I like to play random rec on this build. I like break starter on gold. I think that's the minimum rating you should go on pass accuracy if you're playing fives. All right. Now for the ball handle rating on this build, we're gonna put this all the way up to a 70, which is going to allow us to dribble. Okay, we're gonna get some really good animations. We got silver unpluckable already because of the post control. And for the speed with ball rating, we're gonna max that out at a 57. I'm telling you guys, 7'1" can dribble, I promise. Okay, 70 ball handle, 57 speed with ball, 87 pass. I mean, dude, so far you guys are seeing we can do everything on this build. Now for the speed on this build, we're gonna max this out at a 70. We're gonna be super fast, way quicker than all the other taller center builds. It's going to be very helpful. Now for the agility on this build, we're going to max this out at a 58. For the strength rating, we got to have some strength. We're going to put this up to an 83, so we get silver brick wall. I'm telling you, silver brick wall is all you need. If you know how to set screens, you're going to be fine rocking with that. Now for the vertical on this build, we're going to put this all the way up to an 80. I feel like that's a very good threshold. It gives us gold pogo stick, gold rise up, and it's just going to help you get rebounds and blocks as well. Now for the interior defense rating, we're going to bring this up to an 82, which is going to give us post lockdown on silver, which is going to be very helpful to get stops on the center build. For the perimeter defense on this build, we're going to bring this up to a 62, which is going to give us bronze and movable enforcer, which is definitely going to help us out a lot. For the steal rating, unfortunately, we got to leave this at a 37. We can't get a 60 steal to get bronze interceptor anyways. So I left this at a 37. If you guys want to change it up, feel free to. I think you can still get like a 59 steal on this build, so feel free to if you want. And for the block rating, we're going to bring this all the way up to an 88, which is going to give us gold high flying denier. It's going to help a lot. Okay, we got this 80 vertical. It's going to help us with blocks. And we also got this 88 block. That's obviously going to give us better animations defensively. Now for the offensive rebound on this build, we're going to have this up to an 80. And for the defensive rebound rating, we're going to max this out at an 85, which is going to give us gold box out beast. Now, I know it seems, you know, the rebound ratings seem a little low, but again, you can max +2 rebound chaser, max +1 box out beast if you want. If you're a good center, you're going to be fine with these ratings, I promise. But like I said, if you apply 5 cap breakers to 3-point rating, it's going to be a 90. And if you guys have even more cap breakers, you can make this build even more overpowered. I mean, you could throw it in block if you want. You could throw it in pass accuracy if you want. But yeah, overall, this build is crazy. It gets a 93-point rating. You're going to get an 87 pass, so you can launch it down the court. You can dribble. You can get an 80 driving dunk. You can stand dunk with a 90 stand dunk. You get 87 post control, so you can be a dog in the post. You can block, you can rebound, you have high speed. Overall, this is one of my favorite builds in 2K26 right now. But now it's time to show you guys what the build name is. Let's see what we're cooking up with. This build gets shades of Joel Embiid and Victor Wembanyama, and this build is called a rim reaping diamond post scorer. Once you apply the cap breakers on shooting, it's going to be called a different name. But yes, this build is absolutely overpowered. Now, I know I said I'm going to show you guys the top 3 best builds. However, I got a 4th build for you guys. Leave a like if you guys are enjoying the content. let me show you guys this crazy OP 6'8" build. Now for the last build I have for you guys, this build is a super well-rounded 6'8" build I think you guys are really gonna like. Now this next build is one of the best 6'8" builds that you can make so far in 2K26. Now for the position, we're going shooting guard, height 6'8", weight, we're going 185 pounds, and for the wingspan, we're gonna be going 6 foot. Now this specific build is basically based off of 8 cap breakers. However, if you have more, you can make this build even more overpowered. Now for the first 7 cap breakers, let's talk about that. First of all, for the pass accuracy rating, we're gonna put this at a 71. It's probably one of my lowest pass accuracy ratings for like any of my builds that I've made in this video, which is okay. 71 pass ac, you can get away with it. However, if you want to make this build fully optimized, this is the best way to do it. Now for the ball handle rating, we're going to have this at a 66, and we're going to apply our first set of 5 cap breakers right here, and this is going to bring it up to an 85. All right, now we're going to have an 85 ball handle rating, and for the speed with ball rating, we're going to apply 2 cap breakers, which is going to give us an 80 speed with ball, which unlocks blur takeover in case you want that. Now our 8th and final cap breaker for this build is going to be on the 3-point shot. We're going to put this all the way up to an 89. We're going to use, again, our last cap breaker, our 8th cap breaker, to get it to 90 so we can get that deep bomber takeover ability. For the mid-range on this build, I put it at a 90 in case, you know, okay, overall, if you only have 8 cap breakers, I still think an 89, or my bad, a 90 mid-range is still very valid. However, if people who are watching the video have more than 8 cap breakers, I would put it on mid-range and try to get it up to at least like a 91 or even like a 93 mid-range to get Hall of Fame Shifty Shooter, which is one of the best badges in the game. So yeah, overall, this is what the shooting is looking like on the build. For the free throw rating, we're gonna leave this at a 67. We had some leftover attributes, so we just threw it in there. Now for the speed on this build, we're gonna put it at an 85 so we can get gold slippery off ball. We're going to bring the agility all the way up to an 83. It's going to give us some really good motion styles as well. Now for the strength rating, this is totally up to you. I left it at a 60. I think this is going to help out a lot. We actually do get strong handle, and we also get a movable enforcer. I think we do get that once we upgrade our defensive ratings. But yeah, 60 strength. And for the vertical on this build, I actually put this at an 80 for future cap breakers in case we do want to get like a 93 driving dunk, you know, to get gold posterizer in case we do want to get that. But we're going to leave this at an 80 for right now. Now for the driving dunk, we're going to put this at an 89. This is going to unlock some good contact dunk animations, gives us silver posters. So if we want a max +1 or max +2 posterizer, we can. We're going to bring the driving layup up to a 70 so we can get physical finisher on bronze. Now for the interior defense rating, we're going to bring this up to a 60 so we can get paint patroller. So let's go ahead and bring the block rating all the way up to a 78, which is going to give us silver high flying denier and also paint patroller on bronze. It's going to be super nice to have. For the perimeter rating on this build, we're going to have this at an 85, and for the steal rating, we're going to put this at an 85 as well, which is going to give us gold interceptor. We got silver glove as well. Again, a super well-rounded 6'8" build. It's crazy. Now for the offensive rebound rating, we're going to put this all the way up to a 71, and we're going to do the same exact thing for the defensive rebound rating, which is going to be a 71. This is an overpowered 6'8" build. That is crazy. In case you guys did skip to the end part of this build, we're going to put 5 cap breakers on ball handle, which is going to give us an 85 ball handle rating. We're going to put 2 cap breakers on speed with ball, which is going to give us an 80 speed with ball. And we're going to put our 8th and final cap breaker on the 3-point shot to give us a 90 3-point rating. But overall, man, this build is insane. Let's go ahead and show you guys what the build name is. But the build name is called a 2-way 3-level score. Again, once you apply the cap breakers, it's most likely going to change the name. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, I know the video said top 3 builds, but I gave you guys 4. So leave a like and subscribe if you guys want more build videos. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys have fun in season 3, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.